All right, I scheduled myself to do a check-in for the Dfflpffs, which is my NaNoWriMo novel, and to also look at my three book reviews that I pounded out, I think last weekend or the weekend before that I just not gotten back to. That is my issue. I have a tendency to do things, and then I know that I've got this horrible critic brain that is going to rip things apart and discourage me. And so I have a lot of trouble going back and looking at things. So I have not read. I've only read the first 9% of the Dfflpffs. That wasn't actually that bad. I made a really good decision. I have two characters. I have the mother, Al, and I have the son, Peter, Petre, and I have them splitting off into two stories, and them bouncing back and forth from their stories is actually a good narrative technique. It actually makes it read fairly quickly. It is really rough. There's a lot of very choppiness in it, but I'm actually kind of okay with that so far. There's nothing it's kind of going the direction I'm going. I have a feeling at a certain point I'm going to go, oh, here's where I veered off the road and went off into the countryside, and I'm going to have to probably think about where I want to cut stuff. But so far, not bad. They're probably I'll continue reading it, and we'll see how far off the road I veer. But at this point, it might be worth it to do another pass at the story. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I have a lot of other stories, like short stories that I've done, which I am having trouble kind of getting the time to edit them. So, considering editing something as large as a novel that I've written over like 3 months is kind of daunting. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see just how deep and how focused I want to get there. And really, when I'm as I read it, I'm like, well, where would I actually ever put this if I actually get it done? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that. So there's that. The other thing was to, yes, look at these three book reviews that I did. Run Towards the Danger, Written in the Stars, and A Distant Mirror. And for the most part, I was actually pleasantly surprised with all three of those. I thought those were all fairly watchable reviews. There's nothing earth shaking in them, but I shouldn't ask for earth shaking, super incisive critic of our generation reviews. I should ask for, oh yeah, okay, that was fairly mildly competent. I do a lot of umming and awing in the videos. That just seems to be something when I'm considering my words for a review. I'm gonna try and make it better, but it's not a deal breaker for. It's not so egregious that I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna release that review. I think I might actually release all three of those reviews, which is that's not a bad thing. So my goals are to try and read like for about 10 minutes each day a bit of Dfflpff each day. And I'll put a little D on my calendar here because that seems to be the way I run my life. I'll put a little D on the calendar and for the week and just do 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes and just tick that off as I go. That's not a hard sell, and so far it's not been too horribly painful. I mean, there's sometimes I can tell, like, wow, I've just written this on the fly. I say HERE instead of HEAR. Stuff like that that's dumb, or just like, oh, this is a really just jumbled sentence here. There's things like that. I'm not stopping and editing. I'm at the moment, I am just reading and considering. I want to just have a big overview of the story. And you know what? If I get to the end of the story and I say, you know what, it's just too much of a jumble, I'm not going to go and edit it, that's fine. But I will have actually reread it myself. So that's my goal there. My next goal is to pick one of the reviews that I can just slap up right away and publish that. I don't think I'm going to publish it today. I will try and make sure I'll download the reviews onto the computer, and I will see if there's like one, maybe like A Distant Mirror, where I can just sort of slap up the picture and do that today, and then tomorrow publish it. That would be my goal for the first review, and then kind of do the same so that I get a second review up by Saturday, and then the third review by whenever. But get them published before the end of the month. I've got 2 weeks. Get them published by the end of the month. Try and space them out. Don't just deluge everybody on my other channel with like 3 reviews in one day. That would be dumb. So that is my writing. That is my videography check-in for this. I did get around to doing this. It took me, I was meant to do this on Sunday. It's Tuesday right now, but at least I've got this done. So hooray, hooray, hooray for me. All right, more videos later.